Hey, Barakataya Hawa, Barakataya Hawa Shai, Barakataya Hawa, Barakataya Hawa Shai, Barakataya Hawa, Barakataya Hawa Shai. All praise unto Yahweh Shemi Shai Bashim Kakadash, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and honor you brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity for the four corners of the earth. So this is gonna be a quick video. I'm gonna entitle this video The World on Lockdown. And pretty much this video is not going to go into anything too deep regarding the coronavirus, but rather more into the prophecies spoken about within the scriptures concerning the shutting down of everything. Okay, the scriptures basically speak about how that there was going to be a time within the prophetic history, okay, where everything was going to be on lockdown, everything was going to be shut down, and you're getting a little bit of a taster of that now. Whether this is going to be the end all be all of the shutdown, I'm not the one to say, but either this is it or this is a taste towards what it's going to be like. So I'll speak a little bit about this virus and what's happening, but you should already know. And then I'll read the book of Second Ezra, the 15th chapter from the top, which I've got in the background here, and go into it and explain how what we're experiencing right now is what the Bible speaks about. All right. Again, like I said, this might not be the end all be all of the lockdown and the shutdown. We know that there was going to be a World War III spoken about within the scriptures, but this gives you a taste of what the Bible speaks about, and certainly is a means of these prophecies. Rather more not a means, but rather more an event wherewith these prophecies are being fulfilled. So as you can see across the world, there are all different types of cases. You got Italy, Iran, and the spread of this particular virus is going out throughout the four corners of the earth quite rapidly. What is interesting is to note that the mortality rate of this particular virus is about equal to or less than or a little bit above the flu virus. So I'll be interested in seeing whether they filter out the number of people dying from the common flu, which kills people every year. That's why they have the flu jabs in the workplace environment. And I don't recommend that you should be taking those flu jabs because they're full of poison. But pretty much you haven't seen people being numbers being posted up about how much people died this year from the flu, the common cold, which are killers. But you can see that they're quarantining everything, and people are being sent home from work, as you can see here at London Firm, sending staff home amid coronavirus fears. What else do we see? We saw Italy yesterday being shut down. Wuhan is just a ghost town, and many other areas within the world are like a ghost town. Okay, and it's a beautiful thing because we know from the Bible, we know from the scriptures that the Bible does speak about a time of like a shutdown, like a time when everything is going to be closed off. All right. And this is like I said, it could be a taster. It could just be a taster. I'm not saying whether this is it or not. The fact of the matter is that these prophecies are going to be fulfilled. So if we'll assume that this is just a taster, and we can assume that safely assume that it's going to get a lot worse. All right, especially during the time of the World War III. So I've got the scriptures here in the background. I've got the book of Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, and I'm going to go into that and break it down up to about the 16th verse. So from the top to the 16th verse. So Second Ezra 15:1, it says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people." Who are the people that the Bible is speaking about here? Is it everybody like this world will have you believe? No. The people that it's speaking about within these scriptures is the people of Israel, the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, the Israelites scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. The next video I'm going to do is going to touch on the scattered Israelites throughout the four corners of the earth. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words which I will prophesy and which I will put into thy mouth, saith the Lord. Cause them to be written in the paper, for they are faithful and true. So these are the equivalent of that, or that being fulfilled is these videos being pushed out there throughout the four corners of the earth. These videos being pushed out there throughout the four corners of the earth is a fulfillment of that statement. Continuing, it says, cause them to be written in the paper, for they are faithful and true. So the words that's gonna come after this is gonna be the truth, the God's honest truth, that they say. Fear not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulity, which means faithlessness, of them that trouble thee and speak against thee. So you shouldn't be worried about what an individual says against the word, okay, against any facet of these prophecies, because we know and we abide by the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. We cling unto the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, okay? Fear, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So we're breaking down these scriptures and bringing out these prophecies, and it was going to be some individuals that was going to have like a natural inkling to come up against us. That the book of 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter and the 3rd verse, tells us there was going to be scoffers in the last days, and the scoffers are going to fulfill their lot within this existence, because their lot is to come up against the words that we speak about. Okay, come up against the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Going back 4 years, we told you about biological weapons being used. Going back 20 years, we told you about viruses and different epidemics and subsequently pandemics that was gonna devastate the earth. All right, these are all things that the men of the Lord have spoken about since the videos have been widely pushed out there. Okay, the videos have been widely accessible and widely available, and when we've seen those videos being pushed out there, the prophecies being pushed out there by the men of the Lord at Great Millstone, we have fervently gone into the prophecies concerning World War III, the prophecies concerning riots, the prophecies concerning martial law, the prophecies concerning quarantines, the prophecies concerning door-to-door troops, because an escalation to this event could be military troops coming down the road in quarantine and checking who's got the corona and who doesn't have the corona. Okay, so that's an event that could play out. But the fact of the matter I'm saying is that even though you had individuals back in the day that was coming up against the men of the Lord, okay, the apostles of Great Millstone, all right, and the different men that you had out here that was pushing this word, even though that you had that, you still had the natural progression pursuant to prophecy of the world declining into a catatonic state, all right, into a state of being in chaos, into a state of being in an epidemic, into a state of being in the World War III. All right, you've seen that progression, and I say it's a natural progression because naturally it's spoken about within the scriptures, because the Heavenly Father is in control of everything, and He gave those particular secrets unto His men. All right, so behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. So these are the plagues that we're experiencing right now. These plagues are going to lead to famines. There's many ways a famine could there's many ways a famine could devastate the world. All right. There's many ways a famine could be brought about upon the world. All right. You can have a famine come about upon the world as a result of trucks not being able to move about readily because the oil prices have gone through the roof. Truckers being unavailable because they're sick through the corona. So this plague is going to stop a lot of shipments coming out there from Wuhan, all right, from all over the place. Italy is a lot of people don't know this, but Italy is a major producer for some of the so-called fundamental materials that people used to manufacture within the UK. A lot of the stuff that my firm, my workplace uses, it comes from places like Italy. So no doubt there's going to be an impact. All right, so it says, for the wickedness is exceedingly polluted, the earth and the hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, I'll hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely exercise. So these prophecies are coming to pass because the Heavenly Father is judging the people upon the earth that have done wickedness, okay, and evils, all right, and they thought they was going to get away with it. All right, now let me jump down into the points. So the book of 2 Ezra 15:11 says, but I'll bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues. Let's quote the book of Revelations 11:8. It speaks about how that it was going to be a place that was spiritually Sodom and spiritually Egypt. This is the place that it's talking about, brothers. That's the land that as America, and that's going to be smitten with plagues, right? Not just the corona, but also the plague spoken about within the book of Zechariah, the 14th chapter on the 2nd verse, which is what? Which is the ICBM nuclear missiles. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague, and the punishments that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fall, the blasting in the hell, and with the fearful constellation. Woe to the world, and them that dwell in there. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. If I missed a piece there. A woe to the world, and them that dwell in it. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh. So the end all be all for all of these prophecies being fulfilled is going to be the World's War III. All right, that's why the scripture says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight up against another with swords in their hand. All right, for they shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their princes, nor they shall not regard their kings, nor their princes. For the cause of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire, this is the point, a man shall desire to go into a city, and he shall not be able to. And this is dealing with the quarantines that you have out here that are being placed upon the people as a result of this COVID-19. And there's going to be more dreadful and more devastating events that are going to be pursuant to the prophecies that's going to come about upon the world. All right, so with that, I'm going to say, all praise unto Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashim Kadash, double honors unto the apostles, the great millstone, and honor she brothers that be pushing these truths in sincerity. Shalom.